Hello YouTube, Fuzz back here with you for more Final Fantasy XII today, and the plan is we're going to be making our way through the Salikawood and hunt down Moogles. If you enjoy watching, please remember to hit the like button and we'll get on with today's show. Stay tuned. Right, so at the end of the last episode we picked up the map urn, which is exactly where we're starting off from again today, and we're just going to start by grabbing a few treasure chests while making our way over to the east hand side of the area. So there can be a chest down here. I'll just go and check, and we'll pick that up for a high potion in this case. And there's going to be a lot of these pumpkin heads around. One thing you might want to note is that they can be tougher than they look, actually. I know that sounds strange because they really don't look tough at all, do they? But what you might want to do is equip the ice brand. Oh, there's a chest there, but I'm not quite sure how we get to the oats from the other side, look. You can equip the ice brand because they are weak to ice. And so that can take them out quite quickly. So obviously you decide if you need that or not. But the other good thing about these is that they do spawn in quite large numbers. And a lot of the other fiends around this place, as you can see, are neutral. So if you can avoid them, which you should be able to, then you can get some nice battle chains going. So especially if you're wanting to stock up on experience, of course, because you'll get that from killing plenty of them. But also, if you want to stock up on items such as teleport stones, then building up large battle chains is actually a sure way of doing that, which is pretty darn useful. So anyway, let's just make our way to the north of this middle section. I don't think we did that. I'm going to use my little trick. Oops, no. That's it, to go to 4 times without entering the menu. So I did put a video out, if you don't know what I just did there, or how I did it. And you can see there's some Mughals here. So we'll say hello to those. We have already, I think, haven't we, in the last episode. Just do it again. Oh yeah, we did. We spoke to those. So the gate up ahead is out of order at the moment, apparently. Let's just slow things down a touch. I do like the 4 times speed, don't get me wrong, but there's just certain areas where it's not really viable to use, in my opinion. Looked up there already. Don't forget, one of the added bonuses of building up large battle chains is that the coins that drop once you start to get high level chains actually heal you and cast beneficiary status ailments such as protect and shell. So it is worth it, in my opinion, if you get the opportunity to build those up to do so. What I'm trying to do with levelling my characters, incidentally, is just doing so by keeping them all around the same level. So I could probably have powered up 3 characters to this point to a much higher level than level 30. But because I've also been levelling up the other characters in my party as well, they've all perhaps remained slightly lower level, but to the added benefit of being able to, you know, all be used in battle when need be. So it is a bit of a double-edged sword, so to speak, and you can decide what's best for you in your particular playstyle. You don't have to do what I'm doing. There are many that concentrate on just powering up 3 people. And then if you do max those out, of course, you can work on the other members of your team. I've also got a little bit of a cold today, so apologies if you're hearing a few sniffles. There's a Marlborough King over there. I'm going to try and avoid him if we can for a short while, since we don't want to destroy our chain just yet. Just look around this other area for some of the chests. There's no one-time spawn treasures around this particular area, so don't worry too much about that. Quite a few Mulber Kings though, isn't there? Oh, they broke the chain. I thought we'd kept far enough distant from those. Oh well, we can get the treasures now from around here. Just briefly going to bring Ash in, so hopefully she can get people healed of these status things. She can't do slow, unfortunately. Let's just get Penello back. Right, so I'm just going to see if there's any chests around here. And we will be moving into the next area in just a moment. Not to this area up there, though. I was just checking for treasures. The area we're heading to is down the south. Well, more to the east, I guess, but it's south of where we are right now. And there's going to be a bit of a cutscene eventually anyway. Which is this direction. And then here we go into the next area, which is known as the Living Chasm. And it's going to be blocked off by a gate. Right, there's no treasures actually in this area. Let's just slow things down a bit. What an imposing gate that is. Let's speak to the Mughal boss. So once the gate's fixed, everyone will be able to go to the Fon Coast. Kupo, it will take a little while longer yet. So he's missing 9 apprentices. There in the Salikawood. And we're going to speak to him again. And we're going to tell him to tell us. Right, I don't think we need to speak to him again at this point. In fact, you only actually need to speak to him the first time to advance the quest. You can see that on the map, we've got some locations have now popped up, objective locations. And on the right-hand side of the screen, we've got this counter that's telling us the 0 out of 9 Mughals. So we've got to kick these guys into gear. Unfortunately, the map is going to point us into the correct location on how it is we can do that. So we're going to just be making our way over to them in order, starting with the one that's just to the west of us first. And then we're going to be heading back to the save crystal that we came from, because there should be one around there as well. So here's those 2 Mughals we spoke to earlier. So that's the first 2 that have been sent back. So you can basically see how this quest is going to work. So let's now just make our way back to the save point. And I do recommend saving as well because, well, the basic reason for that is that there's a boss. It's an optional boss, but it can be quite challenging. And if you run into it unprepared, well, bad things could happen. But let's speak to the Mughals first. Down here. And in here. Okay, so that's 5 done. Right, so back into the main area of the Salikawood we're going to go now. And this time, for the first time, we're going to be heading over to the west-hand side of this area. And as I mentioned, there is this secret boss that we're going to have to be a little bit cautious of, because you can run into him if you're not. And down here there could be another treasure. Probably already grabbed that one, but they do respawn, don't forget. As long as they're not one-time treasures, they'll respawn in the Zodiac Age the moment you leave the screen and come back. Compared to the original game, where you had to go, I think, 4 screens away before treasures would repop. So if you're farming for something in particular, that's you know, obviously an important change for you. So I'm going to show you where the treasures are. And there is one that can spawn down in this corner. Prince's Kiss. Prince's Kiss wake you up from slumber should you fall asleep in battle. And the Niku Sand, or whatever it was called, by the way, they wake you up from Confuse, which is quite a nasty status ailment, isn't it? Can do a whole lot of damage depending on the power of your party. That's the one I was talking about. You can get one there, but it hasn't for me. I've been quite fortunate with treasures actually today. Don't always get them, do we? I want to try and keep my chain going if we can. But it's probably not going to be possible because there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of pumpkin heads in this area, does there? Right, there can be a treasure. Oh, let's just kill this guy. He's following us around. Let's see where that treasure can be hiding. I think it's just on this path, you know. And he just hasn't spawned for us. Okay, not that important. Grab this one though. Right, okay, so from here we're going to head to the Mughals themselves. And as you can see, it's going to be the final set of Mughals here. In these 2 bungalows. Now, I do believe that after speaking to the last one, I could be wrong on this one, remembering incorrectly, but I do believe that you're automatically returned to the gate area after speaking to the last set we're about to talk to here. The last 2. So we found all the Mughals. Oh right, we get the choice to head back, so we'll go ahead and do that. And now hopefully, if these guys do their job properly, we should actually get access to the Fon Coast. And we can say hello to them. Or say thank you. Give them our gratitude. And they give us some gratitude because we helped round them all up. And we get a sash, which is basically an accessory that makes the wearer immune to slow. So that is going to be quite useful. And we can finally head through into the next area. Although, as you can see, there's still stuff we need to do in the Salikawood. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about that.
It would seem we made the right choice. If we'd taken the easy way and come by airship, one of those patrols would no doubt have been quick to roll out the red carpet. We're on the Empire's doorstep now, so we shouldn't have to worry quite so much. But that's no excuse to get sloppy. It is still a long road to the capital.
Right folks, so we're going to be finishing off the episode today. Now, this is what's going to happen going forward over the next couple of episodes. The next numbered episode in this Let's Play, so episode 42, I believe this is 41, episode 42 is going to be continuing on from this point here. We're going to be making our way through the Fon Coast. However, I'm doing a standalone episode in between this episode and that episode, where we're going to head back into the previous area, take on the optional boss that I mentioned, and finish off exploring the areas of that zone that we haven't been to. But that is completely optional, so if you're not interested in that, you can probably skip that, and then, oh, thank you, Cool Romps M3 for your subscription. You can skip that if you're not interested, and if you come back to episode 42, then we'll be continuing on with this area here, the Fon Coast. But if you do want to do that optional stuff and the optional boss, then do go ahead and check out that standalone episode. You'll find it in this very playlist. But that's it for me for today, guys, so thanks for joining me. I had fun, and I look forward to coming back and continuing on with you again soon. Take care, folks. Ta-ta for now.